Hi lovelies, this is Ify Achisim. You are welcome to my vlog today. Today I'm here as usual. If you've been watching me, you will know that most of the time or sometimes I talk about autism. Yes, autism. Autism is a form of disorder in a person so there was news. I was watching news today on Rai News because I'm in Italy. So I saw this family that went to abandon their child in the front of the social worker's office. They said because their son is autistic, they can no longer handle him, that he's gone out of hand, so they don't want the child again. They abandoned him there, but the social worker told them they cannot abandon the child there. They cannot take the child. So they took this child. This family, this parent took the child to the front of the children's court. They call it what should I say? They call it Tribunale di Migliore here in Italy. They dumped the child there. They said they don't want the child again, that their life is miserable, that they cannot cope again. So it caught me not quite long after that, another news again that was like a man, an old man in his in his 70s took his life. Why? Because the daughter has some kind of sickness, illness, I should say is a disorder that make her to be like a child in her head or something like that. I was thinking it was autism, but it wasn't. So this man took his life because he can no longer help the child out. The wife is late, and the child, he has been the one there for the child, and the man developed a sickness. I don't know if I should call it romanticism. This sickness that make someone to shake. He can no longer do things, and he was frustrated and he took his life. I was like, what? It means it has become unbearable for him. That's why he took his life. And I was like, most of the time there are some people that their child is autistic, but they are yet to know. They don't know because maybe it's in Africa, maybe here some parents, some African parents, but mostly in Europe or America, when your child is autistic, you will find out quickly, because every child in Europe or America, I don't know about America, but I know about Europe, every child have a pediatric. That's I don't know if I pronounce it well in English, but here we call it pediatra. So every child have a pediatra. When something is wrong with the child, the pediatric will know on time. So if you always visit the pediatric. So I was like, most of the time with us is like, instead of us, some Africans, to do the right thing, we are like, okay, praying, fasting. Don't misunderstand me. God is all and all. Jehovah is the omnipotent, omniscience, omnipresent. He can do everything. But even the Bible says faith without work is nothing. And there I come in. You cannot just pray because your child have a disorder and you don't, face it medically. Yes, number one, pray. Number two, therapy. Yeah, number one, pray. Number two, therapy. You combine the two together. And number three, you seek for help. You know why I say you seek for help? I'm coming to that later, why you seek for the assistance of the government. Most time when this autistic children, when they start tantuming, you know, like they can give you a hectic day that sometimes you'll be worn out, you don't know what to do again, you are frustrated, you need help. Yes, as a parent with an autistic child, you need help. There are a lot of help that the government can render to you. Yes, pray. Yeah, a lot of people also don't know what really autism is. When you talk about it, they are like, don't think maybe I'm ungrateful or I don't appreciate anyone. They are like, oh, it's the Satan, it's the devil. Yes, devil works, but when devil come in, you pray and you do your best and leave the rest for God. So you don't just have to just start praying and you know your child needs therapy and you abandon the therapy. You are like, bring holy water, bring holy oil, bring this, bring that, forget the necessary things you're supposed to do, forgetting that God can also heal through the medical, especially when it comes to disorder. You have to do the necessary things. Not to get frustrated, I come to that. You need a lot of things. You need to ask, you need to seek, you need to find. These three things, as the Bible says. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. Ask and it shall be given unto you. You need to seek to know the necessary things to be done for your child, the benefit of your child, because you are going to go through a lot. Like my child is under medication now. Every 2 weeks we buy this medication, and I keep the receipt because I know. I asked and I find out that at the end of the year or 6 months, you can keep your secret a receipt for the medication. You can keep your receipt and the government will refund you back maybe half of the money. It's something. It's something. Okay. And a lot of things, a lot of benefit. If your child, your autistic child, is still putting on diaper, you can ask for help. You will be supplied diapers every 3 months. It expires. You make a request every 3 months. They'll bring you a diaper that will last you for 3 months, depending on how many diaper your child use in a month, in a day. So you need financial support, you need therapy center, you need to go to a lot of places to find out what is entitled to your child, because some laws have been put in place for these children. Some laws have been put, a lot of things have been put in place for them. But if you don't know, you can never get help. And at the end, you get frustrated. You need to know the right things to do. Like the other time, I went to the assistant workers and I asked them, see, I'm having difficulties with my son holding, that's the poo aspect, and I've been doing it since 3 years. Nothing has worked. I failed woefully, and they asked me to do some documents. They will bring some educationalist to the house to help me out. You see, that therapist or educationalist. That is something you will need money. You will need money to do a lot of things. And if you are not getting help from anywhere, you don't get the money that is supposed to be given to the child, you don't get the diaper, you don't get the refund of the medicine, you don't get the free therapy center. Like when I started with my son, I started by paying 600 euro because there was no center available. Every center was filled. They are like saying, come in 3 years time, everywhere is filled up. I started by going to the private center because I cannot just watch my son become so out of hand. I have to start, even if it costs me money, 650 euro every month. It's a lot of money, and I was not getting that from the government. I have to sit down and ask, go places to places and ask till things were put in place. Now he's attending the government therapy center, and which is the best in this area, and it's improving. Yeah, I see it, everyone sees it. He's attending there, he's being paid what touches him, his benefit at the end of the month is being paid. A lot of things are going on, but if you don't get this help, believe me, you'll be frustrated financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything. You will be drained. And when I come to the conclusion of everything, this kind of thing, being frustrated, not knowing the right thing to do. Yes, your child can cry, but most of the time when you get help and things are put in order, even when the child cries, you can even still, endure and go through it with the child. But when all the load are heaped on you, believe you me, you'll be out of your head, and you can do anything like taking life, abandoning child, running away, separate home. It can cause a lot of things. Please, when your child is autistic, don't just say, I'm praying. Yes, pray. Prayer is good. God is God, and it changeth not. It can change things within a twinkle of an eye. But do the necessary things you ought to do to help that child in this situation. Do the necessary things. Put things in order. Like that, you will, at least in all, you will be a little bit fulfilled, and you will have a little peace. But if you don't put things in place and you don't ask, you will be lost. And believe you me, it's not a good condition. There have been times I've cried and I said, oh my God, I'm losing it. I just want to die because I don't know the right things to do. Yes, sometimes you are tired and this child starts to me. Sometimes I'm like being in live stream with people and my child starts off, and 1 hour I'm not back there because my child is still crying. So yes, sometimes it's a little bit heavy for us, but when you try to put things in order, you know what I mean, God will do the rest. So please, let's try to do the right thing when we have autistic children. This is what I have to say. I hope you do find out what is autism and you know what is autism. Yeah, your child may not be autistic, but it's good to acquire knowledge and know things that are happening. Even if you are not in that situation, you need to know things. You don't know who it may help. There are a lot of things to do about autism, and a lot of benefit and a lot of things put in order to help autistic people. Okay, so this is the end of this vlog today. I hope I helped someone to do the right thing. Okay, here I stop. Do have a nice day, and God bless you.